Good evening. Just hopping on here just to share my honest thoughts about a very compelling and informative video by a German woman that I actually support. Now I'm not gonna say her name, but of course I will definitely tag her once I finish this video just to show support, especially because I'll be speaking on content that was originally made by her. So I like to do things in a discreet way instead of just, saying people names in the video. I'm trying to be a little more tactful. Like I mentioned in my last video that I recently uploaded, and just trying to just move a little bit more quiet, modest. I try to live by a little go a long way. But with that being said, so I wanted to share my honest thoughts about a video that this very admirable German woman who is married to a black man, a black American man at that. And so her video was about how a lot of black women's mindsets are running away a lot of black men, which I do agree. And I'm going to say why. It's because a lot of black women are stuck in this victimhood mindset. That's why. A lot of black women are holding on to past hurt that is causing them to stay stuck at whatever age they were hurt at, whether it was 5, 10, 15, 20 years old. And so all they did was they carried their hurt from their past into a relationship or a couple of relationships with black men, instead of giving themselves time to heal. And I can speak on it because I've been there, done that. But I'm in a different place now, in the mind, spirit, everything, on every level. So I can speak on it. But with that being said, it's a lot of black women that are standing in their own way. It's nobody else that is stopping them from growing into better versions of themselves. It's nobody around them, not mama, not auntie, not daddy, not grandma, grandpa, not friend, co-worker, not men they have dealt with in their past. It's them that are standing in their own way without them even realizing it. It's them that are self-sabotaging. It's them that are holding on to a whole lot of baggage that is causing them to be in self-destruct mode without them even realizing it. And so a lot of black women, they subconsciously have on replay what this person did to them that hurted them, and what this person over here did to them that hurt them, and what this person. And but not even looking at themselves in the mirror and realizing that they chose to be with certain black men who weren't of good quality. And let me explain what I mean by black men who weren't of good quality that majority of black women chose to be with. I'm not talking about the superficial things. I'm not talking about height. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about morals. I'm talking about standards. I'm talking about principles. That's what I'm talking about. Because a woman can even get with a man that is 6 feet tall, very handsome, have a 6-pack of abs, and make 6 figures. Full package deal, superficially though. But how does he talk to you though? Does he talk to you with respect? Or does he talk to you like you are beneath his shoe? That's a low quality man. Even though he is naturally handsome and he earns a high income. But if he don't talk to you with respect as a woman, that's a low quality man. Also, how does he treat other people around him? Does he make certain decisions without being mindful of how his decisions is going to have a negative, effect on other people, such as when he's driving? How does he drive? Does he have road rage? Is he impatient? Does he switch lanes a lot? Because, to him, everybody driving slow, when really it's just him that's impatient and he drive reckless. Therefore, putting his life in danger, your life in danger in the passenger seat, and everybody else lies in danger around him. Which shows that he doesn't value life. And he lacks patience. And he's inconsiderate. That's a low quality man. And mind you, again, that could be a very handsome man driving in a, Range Rover. But it's his decision making, though, that makes him a low quality man when he's driving reckless and he's not being mindful of the speed limit and he constantly switching lanes back and forth and being inconsiderate, impatient, and being reckless, careless. That's a low quality man. I'm saying all this to say that, just to speak on what one black woman said in this video that this very beautiful German woman did. When this black woman said that to white women, we black women don't care about them dating black men, right? If that was true, then why hop on the internet and say that? I mean, we gotta be honest here with ourselves, because the thing is, see, when a woman does that, she exposing herself. She exposing how much she live in self-denial. she also exposing just how insecure she is, when she could have just simply just kept how she felt to herself. But see, that's the thing. See, actually, she contradicting herself, because she contradicting herself and she being hypocritical. Why? Because you're saying one thing but you're doing another. You can't say that you don't care about something, but yet you give your energy to something that you claim that you don't care about. If you give your energy to something that you claim that you don't care about, you care. You care. Listen, and there's nothing wrong with caring about being with a black man, and you're wondering to yourself, well, why is it that some of, black men are exploring outside of our community? I mean, well, look at yourself. Look at yourself and really ask yourself, as a black woman, would you date yourself? Would you take yourself out on a date and spend quality time with you, time that you cannot get back? Would you get into a long-term committed relationship with yourself and put up with a very unruly tongue that you have, and put up with the constant nagging and constant playing Law and Order, checking phones and emails? Would you marry yourself knowing that you're unhealthy mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually? You're unhealthy on every level. Would you date and would you marry yourself in a situation like that? That's what a lot of black women have to ask themselves. And this is so important. Why? Because then this will explain, if your answer is no, because you got some work to do, you got some healing to do, then that explains why some black men are choosing to explore their options elsewhere. And then on top of that, I mean, when you think about it, we can't get mad. We can't get mad about, some black men choosing to date and marry women of other races, when a lot of black women on the internet, say this loud and proud all the time, that we don't need y'all. This is what a lot of black women are saying to a lot of black men. And I'm not saying we, and it's a reason why I'm not saying we. Because I don't fit in the same box as a lot of black women on here that say very disrespectful things about black men when you come from a black man. So I don't co-sign that. I don't subscribe to that. Yes, I'm a black woman myself, but at the same time, I don't support anything that is not going to help us grow. That's not going to help us repair and restore the family unit, because that's the only way that we will be able to restore relationships and heal the dynamics between black men and black women. I mean, to be honest with you, listen, what's it to me personally? What's it to me about a black man that want to get with a woman that don't look like me? What's it to me? That's none of my business. That's his business. As long as he love her and as long as she genuinely love him, I don't see a problem with it. But I'm speaking on it because it's too many. It's too many black women on here that are not speaking for themselves. They're speaking for every black woman, and I don't appreciate that. Why? Because then I have to get on here and I have to clear the air about where I stand. Because where I stand, I don't co-sign. I don't co-sign a black woman saying that black men, we don't need y'all. I don't co-sign that. Because that's not true. We come from black men. So how can we fix our mouths to say something disrespectful like that when we come from black men? We have brothers who are black men. We have nephews who are black men. We have cousins who are black men. Uncles, grandfathers who are black men. So it's like we have to really think before we speak. But see, that's the thing. See, a lot of black women are speaking from a place of pain. That's the problem. This is why it's so important for us to check our hearts first before we just hop on the internet and just go to speaking. Because we got to be careful what type of messages we putting out for young people to see, and for other women, other black women at that, who are trying to actually become better people. But it's like when a black woman go on the internet and she spewing out toxic messages from her words from a place of pain, then she just don't know. She's sabotaging. She low-key sabotaging another black woman's opportunity to grow. That's how influence works. Yes. Whether we realize it or not, or aware of it or not, our words can either influence a person to take the necessary steps to grow, or our influence can cause somebody to stay stuck where they at. Just like you. You're stuck on airplane mode in your pain. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'll be respectful, and I'll also use discernment, or just be discreet with my words, but I won't lie. I will not lie. No. So I say this to say to a lot of black women who are getting on the internet and still talking about how they don't care about black men dating and marrying other women of different races, it's time to be honest with yourself and to come out of, Disneyland, because yes, mentally, a lot of black women are in Disneyland right now. You're living in a fantasy in your head, and you're not living in reality. You're living in self-denial. You're stuck in your pain, your past pain, on autopilot, and you're standing in your own way. That's the reason why some black men do not feel comfortable even dating you, let alone getting into a relationship with you or marrying you. That's why. It's not because black men don't like black women and don't want to be with us. No, it's because emotionally y'all are chaotic and dysfunctional. That's why you've allowed y'all have allowed y'all baggage to take too much control over your life to the point where you're just stuck on a hamster wheel in chaos and dysfunction in your head. And so it's also showing through how you talk and through how you carry yourself in your personal life outside of your mind. Because everything starts in the mind. So there you have it. I said what needed to be said. I don't think that this video should be any longer than what it is, because I done got out everything that I needed to say. And shout out to this beautiful German woman who is married to a black man. I do support what she does. Why? Because, to be honest with you, even I personally at some point needed a reality check, and I needed to self-reflect, which is what a lot of black women need to do. Which is what a lot of women need to do, period. But this particular topic was around black women because of the recent video that she just posted 6 hours ago. But this also applies for women, period, regardless of your race, because this has nothing to do with race. This is a people problem. This is a people problem. Self-sabotaging, still holding on to past pain, and staying stuck in chaos and dysfunction. And it's like, well, how do you expect for your life to improve if you're choosing to stay stuck? Well, yeah, it don't work like that. It just don't. So at the end of the day, the same way that men have to put in work in relationships, dating and relationships, that's the same way we have to put in work. We as women, we cannot expect for a man to already come ready and built. But we're not. It don't work like that. Looks are not everything. And looks can only get you so far. Nowadays, it's a lot of men, they not even buying into the pretty female syndrome. I'm gonna call it that. They not even buying into that anymore. So you gotta come with something better than that. Cause pretty women come a dime a dozen. Okay, you pretty, you say you a 10, but guess what? She a 10 too. In the looks, you could be a 10 in the looks, but a 5 in the mind. What can a man do with that? What can a man do with that? How can a woman that's a 10 in her looks, but a 5 in the mind add value to that man's life? I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. But that's all I had to say about this video I spoke on. And like I said, I will tag this beautiful German woman who is married to a black man. I will tag her just to shout her out. And I like to give credit where it's due, because this not, I'm speaking on somebody else's content. So the content is not originally mine. I'm just sharing my thoughts on it. And I'll also drop the link to the video I was talking about, so that, people that view this video, they can click on it and just take a look at the video for themselves, and even, subscribe to her channel and give her a shout out and everything. But other than that, to a lot of black women out here, listen, love you, but it's time to get to work. It's time to wake up and it's time to get to work. Okay? We're not victims. We're not. I'm sorry. I'm not finna I'm not about to you know, go along with the crowd and carry on this narrative that has become very old and tired, and it's gotten us nowhere. It's time to wake up and it's time to do the work, or else we not gonna be able to, move forward in a positive direction with any man, really, regardless if the man is black or not. Because to be honest with you, no man wants to get with a woman who does not have self-control over her emotions, over her thoughts, and over her tongue. See, that be the main issue, is your tongue. Yeah, because the stuff that I be hearing that I don't try to hear in public when I'm making my runs and I'm taking care of business, I just be thinking to myself like, wow, she talking to him like that? Or wow, she just talking like that, period, to people? It's like, whoa, your tongue ain't no good at all. And you need some soap in your mouth, okay? That's an old saying that I don't know how old it is, but I grew up hearing older people say that. So yes, a lot of black women on the internet and off the internet need some soap in their mouth, okay? Because don't no man want to get with a woman with a nasty mouth at all. Absolutely not. Because, let me tell you why. One of the reasons why. Because if a man has trust that woman with his seed and she bear children for him and she don't respect that man, guess what? Most likely, those children are not going to respect their father. That's not good. Which means that woman, that this man decides to trust with his seed, will not be a good influence on the children. Because believe it or not, us as women, we have a lot of influence on our children, believe it or not. And majority of the time, the daughter take after the mama. So, if the mama have a nasty mouth, guess what? Her daughter gonna have a nasty mouth. And ain't nobody gonna be able to tell her anything. Her daddy wouldn't even be able to tell her anything. Why? Because that's how her mama carry herself. Daddy can't tell mama anything. So, what makes him think he can tell me anything? Come on, am I lying? Let me know. Let me know some in the comment section down below. Other than that, I'm about to go ahead and shut it down because I go to sleep around a certain time now. 9 o'clock, 9:30. Other than that, y'all be blessed this evening. Stay safe. And please protect your peace of mind at all times. Because this spiritual warfare is real heavy out here. So y'all gotta protect y'all spirit at all times. But we'll definitely I'll come on here a little bit more often whenever I can.